Oh, my awesome Keeping It Real listeners. This is Kim Rittberg. I am a video marketing expert and I love joining you on Keeping It Real. I have made so many amazing agent friends from across the country, worked with so many of you to help you get more clients, sell more houses, buy more houses. Anyway, I'm really happy to be here with you. As if you haven't heard from me before and my voice is new to you, I was in TV news for 10 years. I launched the video unit for Us Weekly magazine. So I spent 15 years making really strong content, understanding how to tell a great story, and getting people ready for video, getting them ready for TV, everyone from Congress people to CEO to regular people. And now I use all of that to help you as an agent get clients, have more people that want to work with you, grow your revenue. And I do one-on-one work and group courses, especially my video boot camp is my signature course, especially for real estate agents. It's really fun. And you have probably heard many of my clients actually on this very show. Over the past 6 months, I've had many of my clients on the show talking about how they've made it into the top 1% through video and through podcasts. So all of this means, and if you're watching me on video, there's like some trophies behind me. I have won many awards for my videos. I don't say that to brag, but I say it to, I have so much passion for content. And I absolutely love teaching agents how to leverage your phone and your messaging to actually bring in more clients. It happens every single day. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Today, we are talking about, what are we talking about today? How to not be cringy on video. And the reason why I'm calling this episode that is because so many of my clients have this thought in their head, what am I going to make that's going to be not cringy, but actually grow my revenue, bring people in, make them like me, make them trust me, have them work with me. So I really want to say from the very beginning, so many people feel cringy. They think that they're on video and we're like, does anyone care? Why am I doing this? Should I be making this video? So it's very important to step back. And before you even really make any videos, really think about your strategy. So who is your audience and what makes you different? I have so many agents who are like, I'm a real estate agent based in Las Vegas. I'm like, that's not really what you are. You have probably an area you cover. Maybe you do rentals. Maybe you do a certain price point. Maybe your audience is, I have one of my clients focuses on people who are downsizing. So even if you have a wider band than that, you probably have an area you serve more than others. So anyway, first you're going to think about who am I talking to more often? What areas am I covering? And then you're going to talk about your strategy, meaning what are you going to make? So as you come up with content, you're trying to bring people in through the front door, the side door, the back door, not to be too punny, but truly you want to bring people in to your content to get to know you, to expand your sphere of influence, right? In real estate, it's all about how many people you know, how many people you're talking to, how many new connections you can be making and how you can bring them into you until they're working with you. So video and social media is all a part of that. Your newsletter marketing is a part of that. Your videos are a part of that. If you're a guest on podcasts, that's a part of that. Every single thing is elevating you in people's minds over the person next door, over that other agent over there, over their friend's cousin who's maybe sold some houses. You want them to choose you. So number one, how not to be cringy when you're looking at your strategy, figure out what you like. What I mean by that is you're a consumer of media. So figure out when you watch videos, what do you like? What makes your skin crawl? And what are you like? Ooh, I like what that person's doing. I'm going to give you an example. My client, Debbie DiMaggio, fantastic. She's a top 1% agent in California. She really did not like talking to camera. So I talk to camera. I'm comfortable with that. It doesn't bother me at all. I communicate very well and comfortably like that. But she wasn't into it. I'm like, no problem. So with her, we did more videos from when she's being interviewed for a podcast. And we also leaned into lifestyle content. So for her, that was a match for her. And she's been doing really well. She's expanding into more coaching. She's been growing her business great with content. So it is important to remember if something's not right for you, don't do it. And you're going to feel cringy if you're doing something that is cringy for you. Another one of my clients, Randy Baru, is this incredible agent based in New York. He has like 300,000 followers on TikTok. He's very comfortable on camera. He is an amazing, amazing marketer. You should follow him. He's fantastic. He's an amazing marketer. He does things that maybe my other agents aren't comfortable with. Maybe they're not as comfortable on camera or they're not as comfortable like improvising. So if you're just starting out, you might not want to do sort of TikTok style videos, like more, like the lip sync stuff or a little theatrical, like he has an amazing background in theater. That might not be right for you. And that's okay, right? Like you should not do something that doesn't feel right to you. So it'll be cringy if you feel cringy, and you'll feel cringy if you're doing something inauthentic. So for me, that means dancing. Like, I'm not a good dancer. I remember from my wedding dance, my husband makes fun of me. We were starting to do the Etta James At Last, that very soft song, like At Last. So we start dancing, and we were doing like a 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I just could not keep the beat. Like, I just can't keep a beat. And he was counting for me, and he's like, everyone thought I was counting, but I was helping you. Anyway, I digress. I am a bad dancer. So I rarely will dance. And if I dance, I make it clear I'm dancing because it's funny. I'm dancing to prove a point, or I'm dancing to teach you, but I don't do a lot of the dances. That does not work for me. So I will feel cringy when I'm doing things that are not natural. All right. So when we're talking about those YouTube videos that do feel natural, figure out what it is that you like and what feels right for you. I generally always, always, always recommend every single agent, no matter who you are, you should be teaching. If you don't feel comfortable teaching by talking to camera in that sort of like broadcast reporter way, there are a lot of other methods you can do for that. You could reach out to me. I can give you all of my ideas. There are a lot of ways besides just talking to camera. So that doesn't feel natural to you, let me know. We'll connect. I'll give you some other ideas. So it's really important to understand what you like to do and what feels right for you. But the point is, you do have to be on camera. And so there's always a mechanical, technological way to do a different style to make it feel right for you. So, all right. So number one, don't be cringy, is pick styles that feel good for you. Number two, get out of your own head. You will be cringy if you are, even if you are teaching, if you are really self-conscious and you're feeling not confident, I can feel that. Your audience can feel that. So if you meet somebody and they're sort of like talking to you and trying to be confident or selling themselves to you, but it doesn't feel right, you get an icky feeling. You have to believe what you're saying. You really, really have to believe what you're saying. It's very, very important. So you just have to get out of your head. You have to stop thinking about like the mean person in high school at your cafeteria table that you didn't like, that was mean to you. That's not who you're talking to. When you're making videos, you're talking to your ideal client. You're talking to buyers and sellers in your market. You're talking to people who are going to refer them. And even if you're starting out and a lot of your initial network are, friends, family, former colleagues, they're going to refer you. So if you start showing up as an expert, they will start seeing you as the expert, as a real estate agent, as the go-to agent in your area. So believe it, get out of your own head, believe your own message. This is a great example. I have Jessica Burton, based in Houston. This amazing, she is a video bootcamp graduate of mine, and she's also doing another program with me. She is this great Houston agent. And what we worked on with her was we talked about bringing people into her life more. She's just this really engaging person. She has children. She's like working really hard. And I said, let's bring people more into your life, because I think a lot of times we see each other's social feeds and it's like, this house closed. This house is for sale. It's very straightforward. And when we're talking about letting people in through the back door, the side door, the front door, you're bringing people into your life to get to know you. And the more you engage with them and the more you connect with them, that's going to grow your business. So Jessica's been having more content that's a little more personal, bringing people into her life as a top agent, but also as a mom. And she's been getting really great engagement from that. And that's really driving business. And so that's awesome to see, in that sometimes we want to be like a little uncomfortable or pushing ourselves a little further, but not again in that area that feels cringy to us because it feels off brand, right? So exposing more of yourself is great, but we're again not getting into that area that's like, this doesn't feel right to me. Okay. Another one is bring value. So one way to not be cringy is to bring value. If you're educating people, you're educating buyers, you're educating sellers, you're educating renters, all of that stuff, if you're bringing value to people, you cannot be cringy, because people will appreciate that you're teaching them, that you're bringing them knowledge. So remember that it's never cringy to help. It's never cringy to teach someone something. So that's really like another mental mindset as you're building out your video strategy, to be serving people with your knowledge and bringing that value. Now, I do like to say, we're talking about what types of videos to make. One thing that I like to flag is that, just drinking some water, if anybody heard a little pause. If you are one of those people, you're sort of lighter, fun, you're sort of lighter, go for it. Like, lean into that. So again, when we're talking about not being cringy, again, we're talking about authenticity. So one of my agents in South Carolina, Crystal, she has such great content. she's really fun, and she leans into the lip syncing and the trend based stuff, and it works for her because it's really natural for her and it's fun. And you watch it and you're like, that's fun. Um, for people who are open to sharing more stories and the lighter side, one great thing you could do is share horror stories from real estate. You know, you walk in, you're about to show somebody something, and there's like 5 mice in the apartment. I mean, I live in New York. That's probably more common for us to have rats or mice, but cockroaches. But share, like, you can share a horror story. Um, you can share how you got into it. One of my clients, another Crystal, she is in New York City, and she posted this great video about how one date changed her life and it helped her be a real estate agent. That was like 12 years ago. Bringing people into the story of how you got into real estate. And again, it can be a mix of content. You know, some stuff could be lighter, some stuff can be more straightforward, but you really want to have that mix of content because some people love educational videos. Other people might come in the side door through your lifestyle videos. Someone else might, see a home listing. So there's all these different avenues to bring people into your network and to bring them into your sphere of influence. So again, you really want to have the different type of content and have a mixture of content for it. So it's funny because I laugh like when people ask me like how to not be cringy. The other thing is it's really important to remember you have to practice. And when I talk about practice, I'm really more often talking about if you're doing a tour, like a tour where you're talking in it, or if you're sitting down and doing educational content, you really have to practice that because more likely than not, if you just hit record and you start talking, it kind of goes everywhere, right? It goes everywhere. And so it's really important to know that you have to practice or you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. And that's just how things work. So in the practicing arena, speaking of, a couple ways to do it is instead of having a script that you're like memorizing, have bullet points. So you're going to have bullet points of what you're going to say and you can practice them. And people ask me often, should I do a teleprompter or should I just kind of speak off the cuff? It really depends on your comfort level. If you read a teleprompter smoothly and it sounds really good, do it. It's definitely faster. But if you're not, then don't. So again, the most important thing is to have like bullet points. So if you're doing a really short video, you want to have 3 bullet points that are ready. And those 3 bullet points, you're just going to go, you're going to kind of know what they are, practice saying them. You could record. I generally say 2 takes, maybe 3 max. Do not record 8 takes. You're not going to get better. You're only going to get tired. If you're recording 8 takes instead of 3 takes, that could have been 2 other videos. So just think about being efficient at the beginning. If you're really at the beginning of your video journey, like you haven't really recorded a lot of content, it's going to take a while at the beginning. But the more you move, don't record something 8 times. Record it 2 or 3 times and move along because it's not really, it's what's it called? Diminishing returns. They're diminishing returns at that point. So it is important to like practice it and move along. A good way to practice if you're going to tour, kind of know like one fact about each area, talk about it and get comfortable with improvising because it's nice if you can kind of like move in the space a little bit comfortably without being like frozen stiff and like reciting one fact, right? The more you do it, the more you'll be comfortable with it. And when you're doing a tour, you don't necessarily have to be like in every single space. You could just talk about some of the rooms and then the rest of the rooms you can show on video, but you don't have to you don't have to be on camera for every single room. So when we're talking about practicing is for educational videos. You're going to have your bullet points. And, a lot of times you're doing like a market report or something like that. When you're practicing, that should be probably a teleprompter. If you're using stats or quotes or things like that, it's a lot easier to use a teleprompter for things like that. And practice the other thing, practice all the time. And by that, I mean, get comfortable talking on camera. So let's say you're just like walking through your house, start talking to the camera just as a part of your day. If you're on Instagram stories is a really, really good way to just start being on camera more. It's very low stress because it disappears after a day. I really encourage my agents to get comfortable with it. Try to post twice a week. That will get you in the mix more. And one thing I was just about to say about Instagram stories and practicing, as you do that, tag me and I'll reshare. So show up on Instagram stories, bring people into your day. Talk about if you drink coffee or tea. Talk about what you're doing. Talk about where you're headed. Is your day busy? Is it not busy? Like, just bring people into your life more. These sort of things like might seem cringy. You're like, who cares about my life? People are on social media because they care about your life. They're not only following celebrities. We're all voyeuristic. We all want to know what other people's days look like. And especially when we talk about that teaching content, that content that's bringing people into your life, teaching can be facts, can be like, here are my tips to do this. Teaching can also be, hey, look, I'm taking you on a tour of this new coffee shop in our neighborhood. That sort of lifestyle and educational mixed together. But it really can be arranged. So don't be worrying that you're cringy when you're bringing people useful information. You're never cringy. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up and tell you. And don't forget, tag me. I'm on Instagram at Kim, KIMRITTBERG. I also have a YouTube channel, Kim Rittberg Content. And I have a free download. So linked out in the show notes, and I can send it to you on Instagram, is a free download, which is fabulous. It's 10 tips to make great video to get clients. That is a must watch. It's a must look at. And if you're interested in talking to me about Video Bootcamp, my signature course, just message me on Instagram. I love my Keeping It Real people. And throughout Video Bootcamp, I teach, you learn, but it's a great community. I teach you everything from what you should say to the equipment you should use, how to actually connect with those clients that are now looking at your content, all of those things. I have a lot of testimonials on my page. Some of my clients are getting, old clients popping back in as new clients, fresh deals from referrals from across the country. And so many people are growing their revenue and becoming the go-to agent in their area. And that's a coaching program. It's a live coaching program called Video Bootcamp. You can message me about that. And so make sure, number one, how to be cringy. I'm going to recap. How to not be cringy on video. Number one, figure out what you like, what feels right to you. That is the only type of content you're going to make. You're never going to make content because it's online. You're going to make content if it feels right for you. Don't want to dance? Don't dance. You will feel cringy if you are being cringy. Get out of your own head. Don't judge yourself so much. Okay? So we all think that our voice sounds weird and that we look weird and that angle's bad, blah, 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 blah. Get out of your own head. Very, very, very important. Your audience is your ideal clients. Your audience is not the mean girl, the mean boy, the mean kid from cafeteria in high school. These are ideal clients of yours. Bring value. So bring value in your content. That is another way to make sure you're not being cringy, is if you're bringing that value. And if you are fun, light, go for it. Again, we're talking about authentic content. It's not going to be cringy if it feels authentic and natural to you. Share those horror stories of real estate. Do the lip syncing videos. Let people know how you got into it. Let them know funny stories of your past life and your current life. I know a lot of my agents have sort of switched from one career into being a real estate agent. And have fun. Just have fun with your content. People will think you're not cringy if you're confident and you're really enjoying it. Every video is better than the last. So if you're still judging yourself and feeling about it, every video gets better. So don't worry. Post your videos, tag me, and I will connect with you. I'll give you resources and I'll cheer you on. I'm a really big cheerleader. Again, my name is Kim Rittberg. I'm an award-winning video marketer. I love teaching real estate agents how to grow their client base through video. I have spoken at the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Convention, the Women's Real Estate Investment Summit, and I teach real estate agents across the country in Video Bootcamp group and one-on-one coaching, how to get more clients directly through video and podcasts. So message me on Instagram at Kim Rittberg, KIMRITTBERG, and tag me on your Instagram. I will cheer you on. Until next time.